Okay, so the first question is you have to write the question also. So find the expected resistivity and Hall voltage. Find the expected resistivity and Hall voltage given that all of you should write it down. Given that mu n is 700 centimeter cube per volt second. So this is what they have given, and we need to find out the expected resistivity and Hall voltage. So we know that from now the solution. So first we will write the given. What and all is given. So they have given that mu n. What is mu n? Anyone? What is mu n?
Mobility of electrons.
Yes,
Mobility.
mobility. Mobility of electrons they have given. And in this, in electronic devices, some of the standard values you have to remember. I have already told you, like the concentration of the concentration of electrons, concentration of holes, all those things. Some standard values you need to remember. Suppose if they are not given, you have to consider it because you need to find out the conductivity, resistivity, and all. That's why. So here they're asking for resistivity and Hall voltage. In this, one thing you should understand, the the question that comes to our mind is whether we need to consider the slab, whatever we consider, no, the semiconductor slab. The semiconductor slab will be of one type, or it is the combination of P type and N type. We take a slab, no. This slab will be combination of P type and N type, or it will be just any one, either P or N. I'll give more clarity on this. Say P type material, if you have, due to doping, you might have electrons also in that. But majority charge carriers will be holes and minority charge carriers will be electrons. If you take N type material, their majority charge carrier will be electrons and minority charge carriers will be what?
Also,
Holes. Okay. So now my question is, can this lab be? I've already told the answer, but let me see how you have.
it's N-type materials because electrons are excess over there.
So a slab, whatever we consider, it can be N-type material or it can be P-type material. So how you have to analyze the question is, the problems is what they have given expected resistivity and Hall voltage. This resistivity and Hall voltage is applicable for both. Whether you take a P-type material or N-type material, for both you'll be having resistivity and Hall voltage. But what you should observe is what is the given. They are given mu n. Mu n is the mobility of the electrons. When mobility of the electrons is being given, then you should understand that the slab, whatever it is, they have considered to analyze is n type. Okay, you should analyze like this. Suppose if they have given mu p in the question, what you should do? Instead of mu n, they have given mu p in the question. What you should do?
It will be a P-type material.
Then you should consider it as a p-type material. And when you consider a p-type material, so you should consider p naught. Wherever you take the electron and hole concentration, there you should consider only hole concentration. Since now it is mu n, you should consider what you should consider? P naught. You should consider P naught, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I didn't get you the question.
Okay. They have given mu n. I told you when mu p is given, P naught will be considered because whole concentration. So in that particular problem, whatever you consider, it will be P naught only. I mean, whole concentration, positive charges only you'll be considering. Now in this question, mu n is given. So in this, we will be considering P naught. Is it right? Is it right?
No, sir.
No. What is correct then?
It should be N naught,
Should be N naught. Because they're talking about mobility of electron, that indicates that the slab what they have considered for this analysis is n-type material. So you should consider in whatever equation you take, you should consider only N naught. Okay. First, they're asking for resistivity. What is the resistivity symbol is rho. Is it? So if you just go back to the derivations, whatever we have derived till now, for resistivity, we have written a very simple equation. Can you tell me what is that? For resistivity, we have written a very simple equation. So one equation is the which we remember generally R is equal to rho L by A. But this is not at all possible because L is not given. R is, we don't
So
know what is
RH
R.
by mu.
RH by
Mu, sir. Mobility.
RH by mu. Okay. Simple, some more simplest equation. Simplest equation is 1 by conductivity. Is it? This is the simplest equation what we can have. Okay. So inverse of what is this?
Sigma conductivity.
Conductivity. Resistivity is inversely proportional to the conductivity. So conductivity equation, we know that Q into mu n into n naught. This is the equation for conductivity we are having. So what is the value of Q? What is the value of Q? 1.6 into 10 to the power of
10 power minus 19.
mu n is given. Write it down, 700. What is n naught? Standard value of n naught? Electron concentration standard value. It is, always remember, it is 10 to the power of 17. 10 to the power of 17 per centimeter cube. Okay, this is the standard value of n naught. Please remember this. N naught is equal to 10 to the power of 17 per centimeter cube. This is the standard value we are having. So now calculate. Use your calculator and tell me the answer for this.
11.2.
11.2. What is the unit for this? Conductivity. So what will be the unit?
Per ohm per centimeter.
No,
Yes.
sir.
Per ohm per centimeter. So now we got the conductivity. Next, rho. Rho is equal to 1 divided by conductivity. What is the answer? Just the inverse, take the inverse of 11.2.
0.089, sir.
0.0893.
0.89.
0.89.
Okay, 0.89. What is the unit? What is the unit for resistivity?
Ohm centimeters.
Ohm centimeter. Okay, now we found resistivity. Next, we need to find Hall voltage. What is the formula for Hall voltage? We need to find Hall voltage. What is actually how we are going to find Hall voltage? I mean, any symbol you have for the Hall voltage? RH. Huh?
VAB, sir.
VAB. VAB is the symbol which we are going to use. So what is the formula for VAB? VA. So for VAB, what is the formula we are having? IX into BZ into RH divided by T. Okay. Now go back to the question. In the question, just add these parameters also in the given values are there, no? In that you add Ix is equal to 10 sorry 1 milliamps. Ix is equal to 1 milliamps. Bz is equal to 10 to the power of minus 5 this much is given. Okay, and even T is given. T is thickness 10 to the power of minus 2 centimeter. So just add this parameter in the question. The three parameters are given in the question. I just forgot to tell. So along with mu n, these three parameters also given. Okay. Now coming back to this, we know this, but we don't know what is RH. Do you have any formula for RH?
One by Q into P.
Mu into rho.
1 by Q into N naught. This is the formula we are having. And for RH, you should remember, whenever you take a electron concentration, you should insert a minus. Now I have a question or a doubt. Why in the conductivity I didn't take it as minus Q? I took it as just Q in conductivity. But here in the quotient, the Hall quotient, I am going to use minus. But why didn't I use conductive in the conductivity? or resistivity, I didn't use any minus sign. I repeat the question. Why I didn't use minus sign in conductivity while finding out the conductivity, but I'm using minus sign in Hall coefficient, that is RH. Why I didn't use minus sign in conductivity? That is the question. So it might look for you, keep on asking question, but you should know this. Otherwise, you'll not know where to put minus, where not to put minus. That's why. Yes. Anybody? It's a very common sense question. Hmm? Why I use minus Q in conductivity? Sorry, I didn't use in conductivity, but why I'm using in Hall coefficient? Leave out Hall coefficient. Why I didn't use minus Q there?
Is it because of the direction, sir?
No. What is conductivity basically? Think on that.
Sir, maybe conductivity should always be positive.
Yes, very good. Conductivity should be always positive because the conductivity is inversely proportional to resistivity. Can anywhere have you seen that resistance is negative? Anywhere you have seen resistance negative? I use minus 10 kilo ohm. Anybody tells you like that? Conductivity or resistivity can never be negative. Okay, because both of them are going to tell the values. They are not going to tell you any direction. Okay, that's why this whenever we consider conductivity, even though you are taking for n naught, you will not consider minus. That is the reason. But considering the Hall coefficient, in the Hall coefficient, we need to insert minus because we are finding the Hall coefficient for the electron concentration. Yes. Now can you tell me the answer fast? You know the value. 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 10 to the power of 17. Yes.
Minus 62.5.
Minus 62.5.
Yes, minus 62.5 centimeter cube per coulomb. Now you just substitute it here and tell me the answer. VAB. We know IX, we know BZ, we know RH, we know T. What is IX? Current. What is BZ? What is BZ? What is BZ?
Magnetic field.
Magnetic field.
Magnetic field. RH, Hall coefficient. What is T? Thickness of the slab. Whatever we are considering n-type material, no, that thickness. Don't consider always T means time. It will be thickness also. Okay, now substitute and tell me.
So minus 6.25 into 10 to the power of minus 5.
Minus
6.25
huh.
into 10 to the power of minus 5.
What is the unit?
Volts.
Volts. Okay, very good. So instead of writing like this, I can even write like this: 62.5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 volt. This can also be written as minus 62.5. 10 to the power of minus 6 is micro volts. Like this we can do. So this is one kind of problem you may get. Next problem. Show the electron drift velocity in pure silicon for 100 volt per meter second is less than VTH. Comment on the electron drift velocity for 10 to the power of 4 volt per meter second. This is the question. So drift velocity, you know that Vd is represented. What is this VTH? What is this VTH? What is that VTH?
Thermal velocity, sir.
Thermal velocity, drift velocity and thermal velocity. So in the beginning we have studied the difference between drift velocity and thermal velocity. Can anyone tell me whether drift velocity will be larger or thermal velocity will be larger?
So thermal velocity is larger.
Thermal velocity will be larger always. Okay. So now what they're asking is you need to show that drift velocity is less than thermal velocity in pure silicon conductor. That is that is what they have asked. So what you should do is you should find out Vd, that is drift velocity, and Vth. So by finding out these two for a given silicon material, and they have given some values, by using that values we need to find it out. And after finding it out, we need to uh, we need to show that Vth is always greater than Vd. That is the intention here. So now, what is the formula? And one more thing you should remember, whenever mu n is not given in the question. See, in the last question, mu n was given 700. Okay, but whenever mu n is not given for silicon, and they mention only silicon, during that time, you should know that for silicon, the mu n is 1350 centimeter cube per volt second. This is the standard value for mu n, mobility of electrons in silicon. Mobility of electron in silicon. Okay, but in the last question, they have not mentioned whether it is silicon or what. So they have given the mobility of electron directly, but here they have mentioned it as silicon. So when they have mentioned it as silicon, you should use this value. This value you should remember, mu n. Okay. Now, what is the formula for drift velocity? What is the formula for drift velocity?
Electric field into mobility.
Electric field into mobility. Very good. Yes, electric field into mobility. So, electric field they have given 100 volt per meter second. They have given. Okay, mobility we know. Substitute it and tell me what is VD. Just substitute and multiply and tell me the answer.
135,000.
135,000. What is the unit for drift
Triple
velocity?
zero.
000. Okay. What is the unit? Velocity, no? Centimeter per second. Centimeter per second. Now we have an equation for VTH. What is that equation?
Root 3 K by M.
Root 2 kT by m naught. This is the equation we are having. What is the m naught value?
(9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31).
K value. What is K? What is K?
Boltzmann constant.
Yes, Boltzmann constant. What is T?
Temperature.
Temperature. How much it will be considered usually?
Room temperature.
Room temperature. So that will be 300 Kelvin. Right? Substitute all these values. So m naught is equal to 9.11 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. We have, and K is the Boltzmann constant, and T is the room temperature. What's the answer? You can check it later. You'll be getting 9.54 into 10 to the power of 6 centimeter per second. This is the answer you'll be getting for VTH. Okay. So now from this we came to know that VTH is greater than VT. So we showed it that the thermal velocity is always greater than the drift velocity. After that, they are asking comment on the electron drift velocity for 10 to the power of 4. What you have to do? So if this type of question is asked, comment on electron drift velocity 10 to the power of 4, what you have to do is you have to consider E as 10 to the power of 4 and find out VD. So VD is equal to 10 to the power of 4 into our mu n whatever we are having 1350. So how much we will get? We will be getting 1.35 into 10 to the power of 7 centimeter per second. So now you compare the value of the drift as well as thermal velocity, which is greater. When the electric field is 10 to the power of 4 volts per meter second, during that time, 10 to the power of 4 volts per meter per second, we obtained VD is equal to 1.35 into 10 to the power of 7. So now can you tell me which is greater, drift velocity or thermal velocity?
VD, sir.
VD will be greater. VD will be greater than VTH. So whenever this state occurs, then we are going to tell that the device is in velocity saturation. So remember this, whenever this state occurs, whenever the drift velocity is greater than the thermal velocity, we are going to tell the device is in velocity saturation. Okay, so this state can only occur in velocity saturation state. Saturation, the device is saturated to the peak value. If you further increase the voltage, it might damage the device itself. So whenever the device is in saturation, velocity saturation, during that time, the VD will be greater than VTH. Otherwise, in all the other cases, VTH will be greater than VD. Yeah, okay, we can. Okay, take down the next question. Calculate electron, hole, and intrinsic carrier concentration and sketch the band diagram. Sketch the band diagram. So if you want to do this one, you should know electron and hole concentration. That derivation, complete derivation, you should know. In this, the given NC is equal to 10 to the power of 19 per centimeter cube. NV is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of 18 per centimeter cube. EG is equal to 2 electron volt, and T is equal to 627 degree Celsius, so which can be converted to 900 Kelvin, and N is equal to 10 to the power of 17 per centimeter cube. This much they have given, and they're asking electron, hole, and intrinsic concentration. Electron, hole, and intrinsic concentration means N, P, and Ni. They're asking. We know the formula for electron concentration as N is equal to Nc into e to the power of minus Ec minus Et by, sorry, that is Ef by Kt, and P is equal to Nv into e to the power of minus Ef minus Ev by Kt, and Ni, it is equal to root of N into P. These are the formulas we are having. So now you need to substitute the values for all these things. But here substituting the values is not so easy, because we don't know what is EC, what is EF, and what we don't know what is EV. Okay, so we don't know all these values. So for that purpose, we have EC minus EF. For this, we are having EC minus EF is given as minus K into T, natural logarithm of N by NC. This is the formula we are having. And here Eg is equal to 2 electron volt. It is given as Eg is equal to 2 electron volt. Can anyone tell me what is this Eg?
Energy band.
This is conduction band, this is valence band. The energy level between these two is known as Eg. This is equal to 2 electron volt. And somewhere here this Fermi level will be present. We have to find out where is that Fermi level, whether that Fermi level is near to conduction band or it is near to the valence band. Okay, on what basis we are going to find out whether the Fermi level is near to conduction band or valence band? On what basis we find the conduction band is near to valence band or conduction band?
If N is greater than P, then it will be closer to conduction.
Can you repeat?
So if NO, electron concentration is greater than hole concentration, Fermi level will be near to conduction.
Okay, that is fine. But with respect to EC and EF, with respect to EC minus EF, and with respect to EF minus EV, how we are going to tell? If EC minus EF and I take EF minus EV, I will take one case that EC minus EF is lesser than EF minus EV. Now you tell me, now you just tell me where I'll be, where will be the Fermi level, whether the Fermi level will be closer to the conduction band or will be closer to the valence band.
Conduction band, sir.
Yes, always the Fermi level will be near to the difference which is lesser. Okay, the difference will, whichever the difference will be lesser, no, that towards that the Fermi level will be there. So this is the important thing you should remember. So now find out EC minus EF by using this formula. Everything is given. Can you tell me the answer for this? Everything is substitution only. KT ln of n by nc. If you know what is EC minus EF, we can easily find out what is EF minus EV. So first we need to find out this. Okay, you can try to do it and we can continue this problem in the next class. So now the quiz is open. You can attend the quiz. Try this problem. If you don't get,